Oh, no. This is just going to be a giggly episode.
Shifty work into the box. And across, it's in! Oh, it's low! It's a dream return!
Hey everyone, welcome to Casual FC, an Angel City preview pod. I'm your host, Angela Morales, with my door connoisseur co-host, Mario Salazar.
Just because I live near a place called like the Door Warehouse or something like that. And that's where I got my doors. But yes, do you need a hollow door? Do you need a solid wood door? What do you need? I got you.
Do you need a hollow core or a solid core?
Yeah, there you go.
I am in the I'm in a lot of things of construction on renovating a 90-year-old house, and I have picked out too many things. Though. I know, but I don't want to pick anything else out ever again in my life. If you've never had to go through construction or home renovations or anything, consider yourself lucky because there's so many decisions you have to make. Anyway, this is not an HGTV podcast, and unfortunately today I do not have a Capri Sun, but we are here to talk about our match preview for Angel City versus the Seattle Reign, coming up on Friday, September 6th at BMO.
Another home game.
A freaking miracle. We'd have a home game and then not for 2 months. So Here we are. Super pumped. Friday night, date night at BMO, 7 p.m. kickoff. So pumped. It'll be streaming on Amazon Prime and on the radio at iHeart Radio, where Isaac and Tracy are going to be freaking lighting up the airwaves because there's just going to be so much energy coming down to BMO, especially after this last weekend.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Let's go. Bring it on. Undid tweeted.
That stadium is so lucky it doesn't have a roof after this last week.
But we're also lucky that we do have shade.
Honestly.
Awnings.
And that we have a grounds crew that knows what they're doing.
Yes.
I have a lot of good things to say about BMO based on some pictures I saw of some other stadiums that are roughly 2 hours away. But really quick, back to the broadcast. iHeart Radio with Isaac and Tracy, the big homies. It'll also be on 1330, which is an AM network. If you're listening on like an actual dial radio, you got to flip it to AM, crank it up.
Did you know my car doesn't have AM radio anymore?
What?
Yeah, I found this out.
How do you listen to sports?
Exactly. I don't.
Oh anymore. God, I'm so old.
If it's not streaming on an app, I can't listen to it in my car.
That's depressing. Granted, you aren't like a big baseball person, but listening to a baseball broadcast on the radio is peak summer.
Yeah.
Just so good.
How else am I going to get disappointed that ESPN is not putting on a soccer game and is doing like some preseason Lakers basketball?
I can't even keep my little desk set up from shaking because I'm just laughing too hard. I'm just like, But anyway, back to the match again. This is just going to be the vibe, guys. It's a little bit of a shenanigans. Sorry, not sorry. But Friday night is also a special match. It's Community Heroes Night. Yeah. We are going to be recognizing first responders. And if you have bought a ticket through the special ticket link guy, you get a free carabiner. You get a personalized Angel City carabiner, which now that I'm saying this out loud, I don't understand why they're not selling big branded carabiners, given the population and demographics that this team appeals to, myself included. Guys, I need to make a phone call, send a couple emails, be like, hello, you're missing out on a fantastic stereotype right now.
What goes with flannel?
Oh no. You're clipping this part, aren't you? Yeah. You know what? Sometimes, okay, so every stereotype is based in truth somewhere.
Somewhere, yes.
And, oh, my wallet is in my bag. Otherwise, I was going to grab it because there's carabiner in my wallet. I have a little toiletry bag. I've got a carabiner on freaking everything. But I will say that's also because I get them highly discounted and they're like rated for tree climbers given where I work. So I get the hook.
You get some nice one. I don't think I've ever bought a carabiner.
Mine are like triple locking, like crazy fancy, has a 3,000 pound weight limit.
Is it the one with the screw on it?
Yeah, because if you're climbing, if you're like rigging stuff, you have to have safety measures and it has to have a 3-point system. See, I learned things about stuff that I don't do.
Yeah. No, I don't think any carabiner I've ever owned has come free as with a water bottle or something. Yeah. We were just talking about not necessarily being a dude, liking dude. You're right. Yeah, I'm not going to be.
Oh, no. Okay. Back to our regularly
Yes. All right. Real quick. Sorry, everyone. I was late to the game this weekend. I know we promised stickers.
I think everyone was late to the game.
Oh, yeah.
There was so much traffic and
it was hot.
It was hot as hell. When we were getting there, there was a police incident.
Oh, is that why I saw the helicopter? There was no.
Yeah, there was 2 or 3 helicopters circling on 40th, which is 2 blocks south of BMO, and Menlo, which is the street before Hoover that you would turn on to catch that signal.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a whole incident. There's ambulance.
Oh.
Shit was happening.
I was making my way down and I saw.
Were you making your way downtown? Walking. I've seen that song performed live and it's a moment I'll never forget. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry. Vanessa Carlton forever.
If she wasn't on a trailer with the piano on it on stage, just going in circles.
She was at the Greek. So that's kind of the same.
Yeah. All right. So, sorry.
This is off the rails. We're 10 minutes in.
Sorry, everyone. We promised stickers. A handful of you did get stickers, and that was awesome. And thank you for the compliments. I did see some messages like really late, and I feel bad because I was like, I was there, except for the person that asked me if I was at the fan fest earlier, and I was like, oh yeah, no. I first, I'm also seeing this after the game, and 2, I was late to the point where I missed the first goal. But
you aren't the only one.
Yeah.
That's granted. We're not used to this team scoring so early in the game, and they're making a habit of it. So
you get butts in seats.
Apparently, get your butt to BMO.
But
preferably.
Yeah. But best award for this last match day, which I think we're just going to say it everywhere. It was just
everywhere.
Stoppage time. There was a little social clip from
Attacking Third, I think.
Yeah. CBS Golazo. They mentioned that it was 142 minutes total across the league of stoppage time.
Across 3 games.
And was it only
or
3?
Something?
No, I think it was across the league.
You think it was across the league? Across is too many.
Yeah, no.
Granted.
But they were just counting stoppage time.
Yeah.
And then they compared it to movies, and Forrest Gump is 142 minutes.
Oh, no. I commented from our podcast account. I was like, okay, but Sarah got stitches on the pitch in under 15 minutes. That's insane.
But what was the excuse for the other matches?
I have no idea.
We had a total of 17 extra minutes in the first half, and extra 8 minutes that actually turned out to be 10 in the second.
The first half was an hour long. Over an hour. It was forever.
We were there with the kids.
Never ended.
We were there with the kids, and we were trying, when it was hot. 2, we were trying to just figure out like when the potty break was going to be, whatever. And then my wife looks up at the screen and she's, okay, 60. The game's over at 90, right? Maybe we'll wait a little bit. I'm like, no, sorry, we're still in the first half.
My best friend and his wife and their 3 kids were behind us because my nephew and I've talked about this on the last episode. Please, when can we go to a game? So we finally found the day of all games.
Of all games to go to.
And he's just like, when is halftime? He's, oh my God, it's taking forever. It was hysterical. And I was like, wait. And I asked my friend, his dad, and I was like, how long are his games? He was like 20-minute halves, maybe. And I was like, oh, so he's already played 3 games in this first half. He's like,
Yep.
God, it makes more sense.
Yeah. Oh, geez, yeah.
What a game.
It was a game, and we will get to that. But really quick, other scores around the league that led up to that 142 Forrest Gump movie long of extra time. We have Bay. So I'll talk about this in the standings too, but Bay beat Portland 3-1. We have the Reign beating Racing Louisville 3-2. We have Utah beating Houston 3-1. We have the Courage beating KC 2-1. And then we have Orlando unstoppable beating New York 2-0. And then San Diego tied the Spirit 1-1.
This was the first draw. Really quick, I saw a thing over the weekend. That was the first draw since before the Olympic break.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's...
I mean, but no, like it was, I think, 12 or 13 games straight, which is 2 weeks, really? Or wait, how many games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So like a week and a half worth of games, but 13 matches without a draw is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, let's see. Bay still does. Bay FC, I believe, still does not have a draw at all.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah. They have 7 wins and 11 losses, no draws. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And Orlando is undefeated. This season is bonkers.
All right, so that brings up to our match. Our quick little recap.
Dun, 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 dun.
Angel City versus Chicago Red Stars. What happened?
So we won IDK, but we won 2-1. Sarah Gorden got stitches in her forehead, and now we're gonna have matching scars. Mine is here. Hers gonna be like over like this a little bit. The first millisecond of the game, Alyssa just nails it, gets it in around Alyssa Nair. And that wasn't the first time. That was her second attempt. She was in the box, in the mix the whole game. The Alyssa face-off ended in our favor.
So when we got to the stadium and we were in the line, security, we were maybe about 3 people away from the metal detectors.
Yeah.
And then the smoke, I see the smoke pop off. And I was like, oh, we scored. All right, cool. And then we get in. First priority, make sure the kids are good. Go get the headphones if we can.
Right.
Get them food because it was a 1:00 game and they were at that point hungry. So as we were trying to get situated, I hear the roar again and then the kind of boo. And then I was like, oh no, I don't know what happened there, but I guess it got pulled back.
Yeah. So both teams had a goal called back. Both. Insane. Just thank goodness though. This game very well could have ended 3-2. And depending on who you ask, probably should have ended 3-2. But it was wild. So Alyssa scores in the first 5 minutes. It then goes into eternity in the first half. And then Franklin on Chicago scores at the 45th plus 7 minutes. So we're only 7 minutes into stoppage time at this point. So they tie it up. And granted, like this is one of those, oh crap, like here they come kind of thing. Halftime finally happens. A miracle. Subs are made. People are switching. It's really interesting. I'll talk about a little bit later how Chicago shifted their strategy at halftime. Because that was the thing that really stuck out for me because we took out the bite that Chicago has started to have in this post-Olympic run. I'll be interested to hear what you have to say because I'm like, you can read my notes.
I know, but it's but you wrote the notes after I did. You have the
cheat sheet. Oh, that's true. I did. But then at the death, like granted, there's stoppage time again because why not? MA brings the ball. Like MA goes on a freaking
beautiful
run. This is the kind of stuff we were talking about that we wanted to see. Ideally, the MA to CP connection. I will take MA making a pass like this to literally anyone on Angel City. I don't care who. I just want it to happen again. I just want to happen again and again because this is like the bread and butter.
And straight up to LaRue. And you know that She's in there. She is going for it. There's no,
Sid the kid, like
there's
this
no,
vintage.
I could have done it, or I should have dove for that. She's going for it, whether
Sid's
she makes
going
it
for
or
it.
not.
Yeah. This was like textbook Sydney Effin LaRue reminding you just exactly who she is and what she does. And it's chef's kiss, so good. MA's pass was amazing. The reaction between the two of them, just, cool. I saw a post-game interview with Sid and she was just like, yeah, MA's got the ball. I know where she's passing it. I know exactly where it's going to end up. I know exactly where I need to be. And I was like, this is what I need. I need this. I want this. I love this. I love this for us. Let's do this. But absolutely, we looked like a terror. We looked like a team with a mission, with nothing to lose in the best way.
I will counter that with at times.
That's interesting because I think this is one of the best games, if not the best game we've played all season.
Really? I had a different view on that. Yeah.
So overview real quick. The Yips, we don't know her. Not anymore. She left. Yeah, she doesn't go here. Girl got expelled. The audacity that this team has found and is playing with is so much fun to watch. Our offense, that first goal, we need to add a clip in right here of this goal because it went Messiah to Claire to MDH over to Alyssa. The movement of this ball, every single person who touched it drew the defense. It just pulled it, boom. And I'm like, can we just do this all the time now, please? This is it. Given the terror she's been on since she came back full strength, is doing what she did last season in Orlando and pulling the defense in the attacking third. She was able to offload the ball to Claire, who was then able to offload it to MDH, who then went, Alyssa's open? Sick. Boom. And the ball movement that we were able to create through that, so good. So good. So Sid's goal now moves her to having 46 goals across her career in the NWSL. She's now 9th all time on the leaderboard, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy for her. So happy.
Yep. This is where I'm going to get to the casual point of view where I'm like, also the dad getting stuff and having kids there and distracted point of view.
You mean you don't have Hawkeyes on the game the whole time? Even with your nephew sitting behind you, you're just like, huh? Yeah.
Okay. Granted, Jen is amazing and she, whenever possible, we're honestly here for you. So you watch the game. I'll go grab this.
Yeah. So like you're not the kind of person who just offloads everything onto her. Thank goodness.
And then I'm like helping the kids eat, giving them their so it's not that they can't eat by themselves. It's that I don't trust them dropping everything. So I have to hold it. I just spent $20 on these nachos.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to drop these nachos.
Exactly.
Okay. For the love of God, can we please stop passing the ball back? We sit
your
right in front of
seats
Didi.
Give you.
I'm directly in front of Didi. Is just front and then to the right. Just
you're making eye contact the whole game.
Yeah, it's not even like 5 minutes, right? It's 12 o'clock. Mm-hmm. You are in the corner, so you're like seeing everything from that kind of corner vantage point everywhere else.
Yeah,
I'm looking directly at her, and it's so frustrating. And everybody in my section is so frustrated that we keep getting these balls being passed back to Didi when we know we love her. She is a wall,
Yeah, but the long ball isn't her strongest.
The goalie
thing.
The goalie handball club, not even just the long ball though.
Yeah.
Footwork is not her strongest.
Footwork isn't.
There were at least 4-5 different times that she got the ball back, or she did a really half-assed pass, or the pass. Sometimes the passes were half-assed back to her. And there was a Chicago player right there ready to pounce. And she was just, honestly, she was lucky we didn't get scored on a bit more. Like,
Yeah.
a couple of them she hustled too.
Mhm.
But the fact that she had to hustle to these really easy, really stupid plays is so annoying.
And that's in the second half. That's when Chicago shifted things. That, at least is what I noticed from upstairs, is that in the second half, Chicago, their defense was playing up higher. So we couldn't penetrate as deep into our attacking third. Wow, Mario.
We're on video.
That was fantastic because I saw you forget. I saw you go.
I don't know if
This
I'm
is
gonna...
the shenanigans.
Oh man, I don't know if that's gonna stay in, but that's good. Okay.
So after the half, Chicago adjusted where their defense was playing more towards the midfield. So they weren't as close to the goalie and like just letting us run into the attacking third and move everything deeper, which then forced us to play more in the midfield and in our defense and run the ball and push the ball that way, which was frustrating to say the least. I think we handled it better than we normally do, but that's what, and I've realized this over the last few games, is that's what happens. The defense adjusts to us and then we freak out a little bit and then we get it together towards the end of the game, but there's a good 20-30 minute stretch of shit, what do we do? And that's when those backward passes happen. And then everybody's just no.
As soon as we start seeing those backward passes, it's
like you get a pit in your stomach.
You know that clean sheet is going away. Soon as all that starts happening,
that's fair.
If there was a clean sheet, it's nope, that's gone. Because it feels like the confidence is dipping a bit, and then you know that something's going to happen and get past them. But I, like you were saying, there, I felt, especially in that second half, because they were down this side going the other way, it felt like we were way more in control when we were able to move the ball up, and we had the speed. Whenever we did that, it was it was beautiful to see, and that's how we got that LaRue, the MA and LaRue goal. Like when we keep the pace up, we can break through.
We have to play into our speed a lot more.
And then here's my little bit of tactics. If you saw my notes, it felt like the team was very smushed together. That's a technical term.
That's what I meant. That's exactly what I said, but different. We were smushed together in the midfield.
Okay, so we were smushed and gathered all in the middle. We couldn't do anything with it. And every time Chicago got it, they were like, spread our wings.
They spread it out.
All right, now I understand. You got to use technical terms or else I won't understand.
So in comparison to that, in the second half where you saw us smushed around the midfield, think about in the first half when we just were a freaking tear and everybody's just so spread out, so free.
Yeah.
I think we need to do that more. We gotta just I think we need to figure out a different way to come out in the second half to the other teams, our opponents are dialing it in a little bit better in that second half to make those changes. So I'm just curious.
We're just a step behind getting to whatever they made. Yeah. But also Sarah, mother effing Gorden.
What have I said about Sarah on every time I talk about it? I'm either crying or screaming about her. There's no in between. I just love her so much.
Okay. This was another moment of dad going to go get food because the 3-year-old was like, I don't want nachos anymore. And we're like, and then
dang it, just eat the chips.
Yeah. And then I was getting food, but then also gave me an opportunity to grab my own beer. But still, I was getting food. And then it started getting dead silent. And normally in the concession stands, they've started showing the game in a tiny little picture-in-picture. But it was just the ACFC logo. And I'm like, oh, maybe their system is down or whatever, because that happens. But it was just quiet for a long time, and so I'm all coming back with my pizza, with the pizza and the beer and everything, and then I'm like, what's going on? Where's the party?
What is happening?
And then yeah, it's like someone when I went in, I was like, "Who's down?" They're like, "Sarah." I was like, "Shoot."
The amount of like, please be okay, please be okay, please be okay prayers
that was down for a long time. It wasn't like it wasn't like a little bit of magic spray and you're good. It wasn't hot shot and you're good.
It was stitches.
And she had a really funny like TikTok afterwards where she's like, "When you have a game at 1, but I gotta go out at night, gotta go
and
out
be a bad bitch at 7." Yeah. And she's just, her makeup is done to make it look like she doesn't have 2 black eyes, but does she? Yes.
Yeah.
And then she's got like 6 stitches.
With the butterfly.
They look great though. They lined them up real nice.
Oh yeah. Nah,
I say that as somebody who is you can't see it in the video too much, but I have a 3-inch long scar right here. I had internal and external stitches. I did it real good.
Oh. You got the special one.
Yeah, special treatment.
So seriously, she is our Iron Woman. She gets knocked down. She gets right back up. I think I took a quick picture of our like, "Don't piss off the moms" sticker after she got up. It wasn't like while she was down, I'm like, "Look, she's down. Don't piss her off."
No, it was like, she's okay.
Although when I was writing that, I was like, "Oh, let me check." Unfortunately, she is not an Iron Woman this year. But she
I don't think we have any this season.
We don't have any Iron players this year, but she was for 2 years in a row. And yeah, she's still just freaking amazing. And funny enough, it was just weird. I was like, oh, Casey Fair hasn't actually seen a regular season match. So she was featured in some of those Summer Cup matches.
Yeah.
But because, again, don't count, let's get weird, figure out some shit. She still has not had a regular. She still has not made her NWSL debut.
Yeah. I think there's some international play stuff and then some league adjustment things going on. I think it's a lot more physical than what she had been used to playing in the leagues overseas that she was in, that kind of thing. It's so different.
Mm-hmm.
I think she needed to bulk up and get stronger because, like, not to say that she's not strong. This isn't despair anyway. But she's also like young.
You're 16 and you're going to get bodied by...
When Alyssa came up at 18, she was getting flown. She just got bodied all over the place.
She still kind of is.
Yeah. And she's gotten stronger. It's like you look at Kennedy, same thing.
And
Kennedy is a little stockier than Alyssa is. Just her build is different.
Yeah.
So she's got some more, what's the word I'm looking for? Like oomph behind her than Alyssa does. I remember Alyssa just pew.
It's not necessarily that we're saying that it's straight up bulk up. Like you need to get like bigger. You need to get like
get yoked. Like,
it's not that. It's a lot of it also is just, it's the soccer IQ, right? It's what we talk about. You can't figure it out till you're there and you gotta get the knocks in to figure it out.
Yeah. And figure out how to recover in stride getting bodied by like Sarah Gorden.
Or when you're about to get bodied by someone like Sarah Gorden, you have learned how to plant your feet. You've learned how to do your footwork to take that hit or to get some judo moves on and be like, whoop, deflect.
Yeah. It's learning how to avoid it. It's learning how to call it out for your teammates. Because I am who I am, we're going to talk basketball for a second. So in the first matchup between the WNBA is known for welcome to the league moments of you just getting rocked by a screen, getting your shot stuffed, like just so incredibly embarrassed as a rookie by the most elite players in the world. Like it's bonkers. It's so silly. It's so fun. But one of the biggest things in basketball, if you are setting a screen, you hold your line, basically. One of my coaches told me growing up, plant roots. Grow your roots. Your feet are rooted in the ground. Bend your knees just a little bit. Get your body. Because if the opponent doesn't see the screen or if they don't call it out and let their team know, switch, screen, something, you will get your shit rocked. And if you as the screen setter aren't ready for it, so will you.
Yeah.
There's a reason why my Letterman jacket says Angela the Wall Morales, just letting you know. But what happened was
Can we see that next episode?
No, it's packed away right now.
Damn.
But yeah, It'll come out eventually. There is a clip of Stewie, Brianna Stewart, on the Liberty setting a screen, and nobody called it out to Caitlin Clark, and she just hit it like a wall and went, just crumbled. And that's the kind of moment, if you don't know it's coming, it's gonna, you get your shit rocked. I don't even know how else to explain it. Like, and that's a welcome to the league moment. And I think in the NWSL, you don't see it as blatant because it's a longer game. There's less big impacts like that. You're not constantly trying to get open in the same way. But
we've talked about it. The basketball court is the size of the goalie box. Like,
so small. And I'm like, it's so big. I'm thinking of like how fast you're running constantly.
Yeah.
But to have moments like that in the NWSL, they still exist. And it's how do you prepare for them? And a lot of them happen at training. A lot of them happen when you're not paying attention, or as a fan, you're looking at one section and somebody just got bodied across the pitch. So I think that's a lot of it too, of her body adjusting and like adjusting to the level of physicality, because that's what a lot of international players say in general, is that the NWSL is the most physical league. And not to say it's like dirty, but it's just much more physical. Our body structures are different. We're more muscular here. There's a lot less, I don't want to say there's a lot less finesse, because that's not it at all. It's just there's a lot more contact, physicality. I don't know. You know what I mean.
It's a combination of just being, like you said, just the simple fact it's more of a physical game here. In addition to our refs aren't the brightest crayons in the box.
That's nice. That's one way to put it.
So a lot of stuff gets let go and going to get the calls. So you can't bitch and moan about not getting a call. It's going to happen.
You just got to keep playing.
You got to learn how to defend it.
Like, and
no blood, no foul.
Honestly. Did they even pull a card
rules
for Sarah getting her face busted open? No. Granted, it was a header that did it, but it was because of an impact earlier. Anyway, I just listened to Sarah Spain's new podcast called Good Game, and she had Cap and Sid on, and she asked them who are the most what'd she say? Who dives the most in the league? And they were like, no, those are my friends. No, can't do that. And then Sid just paused and just goes, Pino, because Pino, everybody knows exactly what Pino's dive looks like. And she got the call every time. So obviously you're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
But they're good friends. So it was so funny, the whole conversation. I'm going to mention something I learned from the episode later, but definitely go listen to Sarah's new podcast. It's absolutely fantastic. She is beloved in the sports community. She is part of it's weird. She used to be an owner of the Red Stars, so it's appropriate to talk about her. But with the new purchase of the team, she had to sell her shares, which is good for the team, but sucks because she's a fantastic person to have in an ownership group and actually helped get some shit fixed.
I guess she was one of the good ones.
Oh, probably the only at this point. Yeah. But the game was great. I'm so proud of this team. Like I said, our most complete game thus far, I think. Mm-hmm. And man, I'm so proud of them. I'm going to talk more about it later, but we post on Instagram per usual.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is this? Yeah. What is this funny story?
Okay. Again, 1:00 game ends early. It's 3:00. We're like, all right, dude, everybody's leaving. We don't want to get stuck in traffic. Let's take the kids to the science center. Cool. Mm-hmm. And my son actually said he wanted to go to the science center because he wanted to see the space shuttle. We had to explain to him that the space shuttle. So he wanted to see the space shuttle, but what he really meant is he wanted to go to the space shuttle section and ride the simulator.
Oh.
But we went to go kill time at the science center, and we had some fun in there. But as we entered, and we were finally in the air conditioning and nice and cool, I was working on this post of, hey, how are we feeling? And I had it in my head that I was going to use Take It to the House by Trick Daddy. I just had it in my head like, oh.
It's just a jam.
It's a bop. And I post it. The kids are playing with the sound thingy, so they're distracted. I get it. I post it. Okay, kids are done. We start walking towards the other exhibits, and I hear Trick Daddy going off literally right near where we were. And then I start looking around and I'm like, what? No. And then I pull out my phone because I was like, is my phone just on still and it's playing music? And no, it's off. Okay, I put it up to my ear. Nothing.
If you were at the Science Center, DM us.
Yeah. So literally 2 minutes after I posted it up, like I heard the Trick Daddy. So it's either someone that follows us saw the post right away. The algorithm said, hey, you guys are in the same area. Here's this, right?
Right.
Or just really stupid coincidence, the fact that you were listening to Trick Daddy. But if you were
out loud at the Science Center,
yes, let us know.
That's fantastic.
It's just a really fun thing. So yeah, so we posted up the prompt. It said undetweeted number 2. Technically number 3 if we count Juarez, but in the season, number 2.
I don't think Juarez wants to count Juarez.
How's it? What did we get?
Yeah, so on the Discord, our buddy Ethan came in with his haiku. The haiku bot even agreed that it was officially a haiku because sometimes it's temperamental. He said, great grit by Thompson, bit shaky till Sid pushin', Gorden and D beasts. I love that. And Mario put in a little comment that he loves that we're starting this section out with the haiku. And truly, I completely agree.
You think
it just makes me happy that it's become part of this. Thanks, Ethan.
Yeah. And Ethan, it's not like we're asking him to do it every single time. And believe me, we love it. We appreciate it every single time we do. Whenever there's a haiku, we're starting this section off with a haiku. Yeah.
The best thing was at the watch party. I think it was when Vero got there, goes, is Ethan here? I need to ask him about a haiku, and walked over. Like, where's Ethan? People were like, where's the haiku guy? So I'm very excited about this.
Yeah. Okay. So we did get a couple of them on Discord. Katie came in with, I almost don't need to go see my therapist today after that win.
Honestly.
And then some crying, laughing faces. JK kids, don't be flaky with your therapist. You're a local therapist. So... and then Dustin came in with, he had 2 posts. He had one on Discord and then one on IG responding to us. I had a dream last night that we would win 4-0. Not quite the right score line, but the 3 points count the same.
Yep.
Wow, what a game. And then also came in with, it feels like a different team. Seems like Alyssa's goal lifted the weight off of everyone.
Yes. I completely agree.
Yeah. And then Max came in on Discord with, can I get a hell yeah? And yeah,
hell yeah.
I definitely posted up a hell yeah gif.
Thank you, because I didn't see it. This weekend was incredibly busy. Saturday, Eva and I moved her out of her old practice space into a new, and then we moved her into a new studio on Monday. So to say that I'm tired, I don't know what a relaxing Labor Day weekend is, apparently.
Oh, man.
Yep.
Rachel came in with 3 heart eyes emojis and then 3 more hearts around the head. Swoony. And I think, yes, we're all there right now. Yessie, I am so sorry. You are one of the people that messaged us, DM'd us, and I didn't see it till I was at the Science Center. But Yessie came in with, let's fucking go. Let's keep the momentum going. Yes, I agree. Let's keep this undetweeted streak going. Alicia came in with Sarah Gorden, period.
That's
it. Myrna came in. LaRue was on fire. They all played well. Good passes, moving the ball, and Sarah is a beast. And I will have to add a disclaimer for this next one. We are not giving, and I don't think Jeff is giving, any type of financial advice.
Zero. Do not take this advice. This was a personal decision, maybe, but not probably made by Jeff.
Jeff said, putting all my 401k into Alyssa Thompson stock because it's just rocket. 3 rocket emojis. Subs made big impact. Bo effing Lemos. And then, can you decode this Janthony one for me?
No, I don't. I've been looking at this since Sunday. So our buddy Janthony sent a sun with a face. I'm guessing because it was hot as shit. And then
cooking.
Like a frying egg, the fry egg in a pan emoji, which to me, given that I am the millennial of the age that I am, this is your brain on drugs and I can't see it any other way. This is your brain. Psh, this is your brain on drugs. I hear that commercial in my head. So I have no idea because then it's like the little confetti party emoji.
Okay, so the emoji is called cooking. If you search egg, it doesn't come up, or it comes up just because it's tangentially, but it's actually cooking. So it's sun because it was hot. They were cooking. Let's party.
Probably.
I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah, Janthony, let us know. So Janthony's name is John. FYI, everybody, he's really nice, super great, but it's Janthony. Yeah, let us know if we figured it out, if we were smart enough. I hope.
And I want to say that I resisted the urge to message him.
Yeah,
because I wanted
to find out.
To figure it out. Janthony, just let us know.
I love it.
All right, so let's check out the quick standings before we get to the match preview. We're still tied in 9th, which is still a good thing. We were in 9th the last week. We're still in 9th now, but with 3 more points. The only downside was that Bay was under us. They were in 10th. They also got their 3 points, but they also have a better goal differential. Oh no, our goal differential is the same. So
our goal differential is the same, but they have a better record.
They have a better record. So they moved up. So they are in the playoffs. We are
because
not.
Bay has not had a draw all season.
I know. It's insane.
Wild.
But are just above us in the playoffs. They're in the 8th position. We're in 9th, just on the outside looking in. But I think I'm still hopeful.
I'm very hopeful.
Because we're tied for that last spot. We're so close. We can taste it. The Red Stars, we kept them exactly where they were. When we said it was a 6-point match, it was a 6-point match because they did not get away from us. We just got closer to them.
Yeah.
And any mess up they have, we're just going to leap right over them because we're only 2 points away, right? They lose the next game and we win. There we go. We've just leapfrogged them. Yeah. It's getting really tight. That point of the season where like everything's going to like really be froggy and crazy. But
top 4 teams, honestly, are pretty set.
Oh, yeah.
And then everything else is shenanigans until the bottom 4, like the bottom 2.
Orlando had a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
to clinch the playoffs this week. But in order for them to clinch the playoffs, like 2 other things needed to happen, right? Starting to get into this crazy permutation section.
Your favorite.
Yay. So I was actually looking at my little spreadsheet thing, which Anthony has commented that I still don't like this column right here. It doesn't make sense. And I'm like, but it does if you're in my head.
So many things make sense in there.
Okay. Orlando basically will clinch a playoff berth this next week.
Right.
All they have to do is tie, which they're not going to do. Right?
No, they're playing Chicago.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Then yes, Orlando clinch the playoffs. Do us a favor. They only need 1 point. And the way I figured this out is that in my spreadsheet, maybe I'll post it up on the video right here somewhere. Look right here. No, it's not TikTok.
It's going to be Charlie Day with his murder board. That's what the picture is, you guys. He doesn't have to post it.
I have a column that says what our potential points are throughout the season. Every time we lose, that potential point gets smaller and stuff. So both us and Bay, because we're tied at 21 points with 8 matches left in the season, our potential max is 45 points.
Oh my God.
I'm throwing
Orlando currently has 44 right now.
So
today,
as long as they have a tie, they can. If they tied to this next game and lost everything from here on out,
they're playoff bound.
They're playoff bound because
That's
the
insane.
best we can do is 45 points. Yeah, they're in. And it's starting to get close. The other teams aren't quite as close, but they're getting there. And again, all these potential points part is it's a total aggregate of points. So if they win, they get the 3 points. But if another team that is really close to them loses and can't catch up those 3 points, and then that just makes the thing. It's a lot of math. It's Excel formulas. I don't even understand it all the time. So it is what it is.
Hopefully they work right. We don't know.
Yes. All right. Let's do our preview. We are playing Seattle Reign. I have this written wrong. We are playing the Seattle Reign next at home.
I noticed that till right now. It says Chicago. You can tell we copy paste, and most of the time we catch the majority of our errors. Not this week, because this week is a lot. This week is a lot. So this week we are matching up against Seattle at BMO, which is going to be insane. I just want to say, in general, it feels really weird to not be talking about Pino.
Yeah.
Just in general. And thankfully, I was able to bring her up in this episode in a different way. But it's one of those, what? Huh? But
it's like we were talking about last episode. It's like you grow up so long watching these players grow up and develop. And a lot of times, like, they don't look a day older than when they first started playing. What are you talking about?
Because I don't either. Pino's
exactly
3 months older than me, something like that. We're the same age. It's stupid.
Yeah. But the first season without.
Yeah. And it's one of those where you're like, wait, we're not, like, it's that realization that you have when you're watching sports and you're like 25 and you're like, oh, wait, we're the same age. Oh, shit. And reality starts to set in that you will never be 17 again. And you're like, oh, my God, the world is empty.
Yeah.
But that's what this feels like. It's very strange to not be mentioning Pino in the forecast of the Seattle rain, which is awful and also very cool because it means that the torch has been passed. And we talked about that a little bit, but all that good stuff. The Reign this season have had a very weird year, just in general. They're confusing, and I think they haven't figured themselves out yet because essentially they're stacked, but they haven't been able to really put it together. They've got up-and-coming phenoms. They have national team players. They have prior not on the team anymore. I don't know what to call it. Where they were on the national team and now they're not. But ex-national team players, but that sounds like they were kicked out. But whatever. You have this group of people who are so ridiculously talented, and it doesn't make sense why is this happening to you? But I know they've had a lot of injuries. I know they've had some stuff happening. Lots of folks left, went to Gotham. Lots of folks left and went to other teams. They just recently lost Bethany Balser to a trade to Louisville. Big shifts. This is a big turning point. The sale of the team. They're no longer under OL. They are officially the Seattle Reign again, which is dope. But there's a lot going on. Like, even now, Laura Harvey, their head coach, has been sick. She hasn't been traveling with the team. Don't know if she'll be in LA. She doesn't know if she'll be in LA. It's been a weird year for Seattle, and I'm glad they're hanging in there. But at the same time, if you lose, I'm not going to be that mad. Sorry about it. The other interesting thing is that Vanderyacht is out with an excused absence, but it's an indefinite. They don't know when she's coming back. Mm-hmm. So to me, that means that there's something going on personally or with family or where it's soccer is not my priority. I have to handle some real life shit. So whatever is going on, I hope she's doing okay. I hope her family's okay. All that good stuff. They recently traded for a player from Utah to fill her role. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I think it's going to be a good fit. I think it's Carly. I think her first name's Carly. I don't remember. Her last name is Glass with one S. My autocorrect kept trying to change it to Glad, and I'm like, stop it.
The auto transcription is going to have a field day with these names. I'm just going to be like, oh, geez, I'm going
to be like Vanderyacht. What's that? I'm just going to keep saying it now. Additionally, both teams, Giselle is playing with the women's national U20 team, and I think además, another player who has a name who starts with a B on the Reign. They have 2 or 3 players on the national team or with the team right now. So they have players missing for the U20 qualifiers. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. This game is going to be really interesting because I think it's going to show the grit of Angel City and what the Reign can do given the wonky season they're having. And I'm excited for this match because I think it's going to be a really gritty, a really dig deep and see what happens game. Get a little weird. This is a find your identity match of shit's going to get weird. This team, Seattle's a little unpredictable in ways they weren't before. So I don't know. We'll see. But it's been really fun watching Angel City light it up and get themselves together in a way that is really beneficial, obviously, because we're winning. But you're seeing in real time what happens when shit gets hard and difficult and frustrating, but the players work together to get through that instead of turning on each other. Because both can happen no matter how close a team is. You start blaming if you had been there and gotten that ball, or if you had been able to break that pass up, or like get nitpicky. You either do that, or you're like, you know what? That was maybe not our greatest performance. Screw it. That's done. That's over. Goldfish mindset. Let's move on. And Becky, I've said it before, you can tell Becky didn't lose the locker room. They were just struggling to translate what was happening at training on the pitch. And now we're seeing it click everywhere, which, as Sid LaRue said at the end of the game, you know what happened last season? We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again.
Let's go.
Yeah. For Seattle, like I said, I don't know who to talk about. This team is all over the place right now. And I don't know who's going to be available. I always want to talk about Fishlock and Sierra King and Lou Barnes because they are like stalwarts of Seattle, especially Fish and Lou Barnes. It was the two of them and Pino as like the three pillars and longest tenured reign players. So when we play them again in Seattle, I'll talk about Fishlock. I'll talk about Lou Barnes because they're just wonderful. Please hold me to this. Don't let me forget. Somebody in the Discord, because shoot, guess what? This is going to be gone from my brain the second we hit end recording. Yeah. But I wanted to talk about one of their international players who has had a prolific career, but is newer to the NWSL. And I think it's important to spotlight these players because her career is fantastic. Ji So-yoon is a Korean national team player, has played in the leagues in Korea, spent 8 years at Chelsea. So 8 years. Emma Hayes, like Sam Kerr, Mia Fischel, like star-studded roster, including her. Because in the international game, for the Korean national team, she has 160 caps and 71 goals.
Dang.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And she's 33.
What?
Yep. Yeah, that part. That's oh my God, what have I done with my life? Yeah. Yeah, she's 33 and she's so good. Yeah. She's a midfielder. Like I said, spent 8 years at Chelsea, had 124 caps there with 37 goals.
Jeez.
That's nothing to sneeze at, especially when goal scoring isn't your priority as a midfielder. Yeah. But she's just there. Which leads me to explain how she scored her first NWSL goal this weekend in a win over Louisville. So Seattle won 3-2, but homegirl was kicking a free kick. No big deal. Boom, goal. Just in. And it is beautiful. Chef's kiss. That's how you put the goal in. It's so good. But it's one of those where you're just like, holy shit, who are you? Where have you been? It's one of those where.
And you said this was her first year in the league?
Yeah, at 33, which is wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But granted, I wouldn't leave Chelsea either, given like the last, because she played 8 years in Chelsea, had a stint a year somewhere else, and then came here, I think, if I remember correctly. But that's peak Chelsea soccer.
Yeah.
You have Sam Kerr, Mia Fischel, Bunny Shaw, other people that I can't think of right now because I'm tired. But just those people alone, why would you leave? You want to just win forever? Okay, sure. I wouldn't say no to that. And that's the thing. When you have a player who might be new to your league, look where else they played. Because that's a huge one. And to be involved with your national team for a long enough period of time to get 160 caps is huge.
Yeah, with the amount of games that national teams actually play.
Yeah, huge. So I'm curious how, or if she and Casey Fair have a relationship now that they're both in the league, and if there's any mentorship or guidance there, being on the national team together, performing at high level together, and seeing, okay, this is how you get used to this, is how you get used to that, because that's important. And that's a lot of what people don't, in the like behind the scenes of professional sports, is like everybody knows everybody to some degree in different ways. So
it's a small league. Like you're not gonna get away. You're not gonna get away with
it's a small league and it's a small world.
Yeah.
There's only like a few hundred people, a few hundred women playing across the world, like 1,000 maybe in all the different leagues.
Yeah.
So you're going to eventually play each other. You're going to eventually know each other. But yeah, that's my Seattle Reign. I don't know what you're going to do, but I'm excited to watch it because it's going to be interesting. That's for damn sure. Because they're on the come up, but also not. Like, it's one of those, it feels very akin to Angel City. If they figure it out, they don't. They figure it out, they don't. So it's, I don't know. But what I do know is that both teams cannot lose. You can tie, you can win, you can lose. And that's it.
Yep.
Which is good because I don't want to lose. But Angel City, Angela is back on her I love defense mindset. Sarah Gorden.
Which go get your I love defense t-shirt at shop.casualfc.com.
Definitely. So we all know I love defense. We all know I love Sarah Gorden, but let's talk about her some more because I found out some people didn't know that she was a 400-meter hurdler in college while playing soccer and had a kid. She's just a wonderful woman. I have a friend, a long time friend. We went to middle school and high school together, like college, all that kind of stuff. We were still friends. Her mom, rest in peace, was a fantastic woman. And whenever she was at any of our games, her daughters played softball and soccer. I played basketball. Like, she was just everywhere. But when you made a great play, it would just get quiet and you would hear, "What a woman." And it was like this moment of, oh, hell yeah. Like, what a woman. That is Sarah Gorden. So Adriana, if you end up hearing this, cheers to your mom. But yeah, Sarah Gorden sticks up, number 11, center back of the world. Like, forever and ever, I think everyone questions why she wasn't called up ever. It's stupid. I have a feeling it has to do with the skewed logic of women who have children / things Nike has done to female athletes who have had children. But I have theories, if you will. But as she has put it recently, she's focusing on winning. She's a captain of this team. She has different responsibilities now. She's just freaking amazing, and it shows. And it's such a beautiful thing to see your captain. It's not a beautiful thing to see your captain going down. It's a beautiful thing to see how people respond when your captain goes down, when it's somebody as beloved as Sarah Gorden.
Yeah.
The second she was down, the entire team was there. Claire stayed with her for a hot minute. It was just, wow. From an athletic perspective, you don't do that unless you respect the shit out of that person. You just don't. It's, oh, you feel better. Cool. I'm going to go get some water. It's cool. You're going to be down for a minute. We're going to reassess. We're going to figure this out. We'll fill you in. But this was very much all hands on deck. Make sure she's okay. Get the trainers there. Get the doctor. Get the whoever, athletic trainer, whoever came out, that man was like, who are you? You have on normal clothes. You're wearing white and you're around all kinds of blood and you don't know.
It's usually the concussion, like the doctor with the concussion protocols and
and this was who actually can administer lidocaine and local anesthesia. The fact that she received stitches, which means she was like numbed up, stitched up. If you have had stitches, you know the feeling. If you don't, I'm not explaining it to you because it's weird and it's going to gross people out.
Did she get stitches on field? Because like they put the big old bandage, so I'm guessing like I think they glued it. They either
did that or
compress it and basically took
or butterflied it because they had to keep that together. Yeah. Because if you just even with gauze, it's not going to stop.
Yeah.
I have. Like I said, I have had head injuries.
That's
forehead specifically.
The eyebrow is it's the one where like when you see boxers or MMA fighters and like when they get they can get beat up.
It's gory really fast.
Like, everywhere, but as soon as they get the eyebrow,
it's because there's not a lot here. There's not a lot of muscle. Here you get a cheek cut. There's stuff. Yeah. There's nothing. I'm all like, there's nothing here.
Everybody
just
your
bone. Yeah. But no, she's a wonderful human. And the fact that Kaden and Sid's kids, Rue and Cassius, got to do the 3 clap with our homie Jamie and our homie Alex's daughter Ridley, it was a family affair. Granted, it was Kids' Day. It makes sense. But this game was so special. And to have it end up with her getting stitches, insane. But Sarah Gorden for captain forever. If Allie Riley can't be on the pitch, it's Sarah Gorden. If Sarah can't be, then it's Claire or Jasmine Spencer. Come on. Just so good. So wonderful. And then to continue on our back line, Megan Reed, another center back, another defender. And I've talked about how it's really hard to look good when you're playing next to Paige and playing next to Sarah Gorden or like their backup because they're just ridiculous. It's like Naomi Girma, like, come on. Okay. Julie Ertz, duh. Nobody's going to look as good as a phenom or as like a generational player. But it's been really interesting to see our quote unquote team EMT because she was right there too.
Yeah. So give me the gloves. Let me do this.
Yeah, exactly. I got this. Don't worry about it. I still have my certifications. But it's really interesting to see her grow into this role of center back next to Sarah. Even I had like a 20-minute conversation after the game driving back to her place, like how she's grown, the fact that she's gotten faster this season and she's gotten a lot more agile, which if you're not looking for, you're not necessarily going to see because of Sarah. That's the thing is Sarah draws your eyes in, but Megan is there with incredible soccer IQ and she's a fantastic defender. And I honestly think she's gotten better this season. And we brought this up, I think the last time we talked about her and the whole Paige situation and everything is that she doesn't have the tenure in the league that Sarah and Paige do to know, oh, that's this player. I know how to respond. That's this. She's learning that now. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a better response to to forwards and other players from other teams because she has better scouting and better knowledge, personal knowledge, not just what on paper. And it's really cool because you're also starting to see the connection between Sarah and Megan change. Sarah has the mark. Sarah knows she's got the little beep radar that I said the listener has for the ball. Sarah has that for the offensive players coming at her. And Megan is just, okay, I'm part defender, part keeper as your backup. If they get past you, don't trip. Yeah. That's what that feels like now. And she's moving a lot better on the pitch. I don't know what's different. Maybe she's just, I don't know. Maybe she's just more comfortable.
More minutes, more.
Yeah. But it's damn, like it's different this season. And I know on this, like when she hears this, someone who I am good friends with is going to text me because she's not a big Megan Reed fan. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? But regardless of if you're the biggest fan or not, recognizing improvement in players is so important. Recognizing that their game changes as they grow is my favorite thing because that's what we're seeing. You're seeing someone who took a long time away from the game and came back, fell in love with it, got picked up, became a professional player randomly. Yeah. And you're seeing the exponential growth from here because I don't think she's hit her ceiling as a defender either, which is really dope. And then my random fact I mentioned earlier that I learned on Sarah Spain's podcast is that Maggie Doherty Howard is making Allie Riley's wedding dress. So go listen to Sarah Spain's podcast. She's not going to care that we're promoting because we have 12 listeners compared to her. No offense to our 12 listeners. I love you so much. But she's Sarah Spain. She's like the popular girl. I have a podcast and yes, everybody listens because she's that cool. But go listen to it if you're not already. It's fantastic. It's so funny. She likes to start like a fight every episode. Like this one, it was who dives the most or who's like the most egregious divers. They talked about Pino and Sav and a couple other players. It's very funny because they're like, I can't say these things. I was cracking up listening to it. But it was like, who are your top 3 WNBA teams ever? If you had to pick any 5 female athletes across sport, who would be your team to get in a fight? Who would you fight with? That kind of thing. It's a fantastic show. Go listen to it. But that's Angel City. That's Seattle Reign. We have an interesting history with Seattle.
Yeah, it's West Coast, particularly just the West Coast
Challenge Cup
series numbers. But yeah.
Yeah. So the numbers are a little skewed when we look at our overall record with them, partially because of injuries on our end, partially because they were going on a huge ass playoff run and just womped on a lot of people, including us a lot of times. But we have 1 win, 1 draw, and 7 losses. In 3 years against Seattle Reign.
Yeah.
But if you take out the Challenge Cup games, it is still not great, but it's better in the sense that we have one. So that win was a regular season win, which is what matters. We have not drawn with them, and we have lost 4 times. Like I said, I have no idea what to expect given the transitional era that the Reign is in, and with what we're doing. Hell if I know what's going to happen, but I'm pumped for it. It's going to be a great match. Come get stickers.
Yeah. Come get stickers. I will promise to check. Okay.
I will also be checking, and I have a few left. I've given a lot of them away.
I will have to track back because it is a Friday match. It is a midweek match, or it is a weekday match, and I will not be able to make it. So I will not be at this match. I will be listening to Isaac and Tracy to cover all of that. Friday, September 6th, Angel City versus the Seattle Reign at BMO Stadium. It's going to be a 7 p.m. kickoff. It's going to be streaming on Amazon Prime, which is where I'm going to be watching it, along with syncing iHeart Radio, listening to Isaac and Tracy. It's also going to be on 1330 Tu Liga Radio and for the Spanish broadcast. And it is the special Community Heroes Night. So it's recognizing first responders as our community heroes. And if you did get your ticket from the special ticket thingy, there's a special carabiner that Jill is stoked for.
I unfortunately am not a community hero. Yeah. I'm just a normie.
Yes, but again, for all our first responders and community here, thank you. I know there was this big, rightfully earned but not fully respected or taken as far as it really should be for our first responders, especially during the dark times and
the heart of the pandemic that we don't talk about, but okay.
Yeah, apparently it's over, but it's not really. Honestly, thank you for all you guys do. A lot of times it's when you're the good ones, you're the good ones. And
y'all are good.
I'll leave it at that then.
We're not crying tonight.
No. And I'm not getting on a different soapbox about yeah. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button wherever you're listening. Check out casualfc.com for all the pod links. We're also on YouTube, so you can see these two faces laughing it up and not being able to keep a straight face the entire time.
Never.
Follow us on socials at casualfcpod on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and TikTok. And the best ways to support the pod: share, comment on a post, or go to the actual Apple Podcasts and Spotify and comment and rate on an episode. It's all about engagement. It helps other people find similar content and lets our viewership and audience grow. Hey, we're also on YouTube. We're also on Spotify video too. So there's that.
Yeah. Wild.
Crazy.
Wild to see my face on Spotify.
Grab some merch at shop.casualfc.com. Like we said, we have a I Love Defense t-shirt. We also have, this is not a shirt of ours, but it is one that I did purchase. But we have a bunch of stuff. And if you ever see one of our stickers, want it as a shirt, just let us know. And maybe we can put it up there. And if you feel so inclined and you don't need extra stuff, then and you still want to support the pod, you can support the pod by buying us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/casualfcpod, or check the link in our bio. It's basically a way to throw us a couple bucks to help keep the lights on and help keep us doing what we're doing and having fun and having these conversations with everybody. And remember, we have a Discord. Find the link on our socials, and you can, or just DM us and we'll send you the link to the Discord. It's really fun, super nice, small community, just having a fun chat about all these games. Tell a friend about the pod. It brings us luck. We send that luck, send it right back out to the team. So far, it's been doing us really good this restart of the season. So it is what it is. Thank you, everyone, and have a great night. Or
good night, everybody. See you Friday
morning or whenever you listen to this. Bye.
Have a great time.
I changed into this shirt because I was helping someone like in a forum, and I sent them some screenshots to show them like A and B.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm wearing the same shirt. I literally just did.
Mario only has one shirt. This is his recording shirt.